Always great talking to my next guest, Kyle Nelson, who's got a big fight coming up here against Billy Quarantillo at UFC Fight Night on September 12th. Kyle, how's it going, man?
Everything's going great. We're heavy into the training camp and feeling good and excited to go down to Vegas and fight.
Yes, and I know it's been a bit since you've been in the cage last. Obviously, we've had COVID, and I know your last fight, there were some visa issues. But even before all that, it seemed like it was a bit getting you back in there. Were there like some injuries, or what was sort of the reason for the extended time off?
Not really sure. My last fight was in September of last year. I won that one, pretty quick, was able to get out without any injuries, and, I was in good shape. So, we kind of let the UFC know that I was ready to go, and, stayed in shape, kept training and stuff until around December, and then we hadn't really heard anything. So I took a little bit of time off, got some laser eye surgery and stuff, and then then we didn't really get anything until COVID hit, and then we got that short notice fight against Sean Woodson, and unfortunately that fell through. But luckily we were able to get this fight.
Laser eye surgery, that's interesting. Has that helped you with training? Like, were you having to wear contacts before? Like, how does that work?
No, I didn't wear contacts or anything, but people were a little bit blurry, but I could figure out when people were trying to punch me and stuff, like it wasn't that bad, but it's definitely nice now, being able to see very, very well. I can see a lot of, minor things I couldn't really see before. So, I think it's helped out a bit.
That's good. And then, the Woodson fight, there was some visa issues, which I found interesting because I know the UFC is pretty good about figuring that stuff out. Were you ever given a reason why? Was it just you didn't have the right paperwork, or what was the reason for that fight not happening? Because I know it was a visa issue.
Yeah, so I think technically it was like a P1 permit. Like, I don't think it was technically a visa, but I don't know what the difference is. Mm-hmm. But I know because it was short notice, it was about 2 weeks. And I think with, COVID and everything going on, by the time the UFC got the paperwork in, it hadn't come back by the Monday before the fight. So that's when they got a hold of us on the Monday and said, it's just not back yet. Mm-hmm. We've got to move ahead and find a new opponent. So I believe it came in after that. And then for this fight, we just got an extension on that one.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to ask you if you're a bit worried, this time around, if you're going to be able to get in there. Because, even me right now, I can't go to the U.S. Obviously, what you do is more essential work than what I'm doing. But still, it's, so that's good to hear that that's already sort of been cleared up. But I like this matchup. One of the cool things is you guys have pretty similar records. You're 13-3. He's 14-2. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I've seen a couple of his fights and stuff. And, kind of the biggest thing that stands out, he's a survivor. He's able to go in there under fire, kind of take a bit of a beating and survive. And then, with his cardio and stuff, he's able to kind of come back. He's got some good jiu-jitsu and some good wrestling and transitions and stuff, but nothing that's really amazing. And then kind of the same with his stand-up. Like, he's okay. He's kind of good all around, but I don't see an area where he's going to be better than me at, or that he's going to be able to finish me. I think on the ground, I think I'm going to be bigger and stronger. And he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 15 years now. So I don't technically have a black belt, but, I kind of stopped doing gi a while back, but I'm sure I'm on the same level as him, if not a little better. And then I think my wrestling is going to make a big difference too when it comes to the grappling. And then as far as stand-up, I think striking wise, I've got him beat, everywhere. And I think he'll figure that out soon, and he'll start shooting. But when I stuff the shots, he's going to be stuck standing with me, and that's when I'll knock him out.
Love it. Good. That's a good explanation. I didn't expect such a succinct answer. That's perfect. Training camp. Now, I know you've done a bit of training in Vegas as well. I know one of your teammates, I guess we could call her teammate, Diane Belbita. I know you trained with her a little bit. What has camp looked like leading into this, even since your last fight?
So things are starting to open up a little bit more here, like pandemic wise. So we're able to get a little more, training partners and stuff. I was able to work with Anthony Romero. He's fighting, I believe, next Tuesday on
Contender Series. Big fight. Yeah. Quite the talent, that kid. Really excited for that. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm just a big fan of Anthony. It's cool to see him get this opportunity.
Yeah. No, it'll be cool to see him on there, and hope that he gets a contract. But yeah, now that, stuff's starting to open up a little bit, I'm getting to train with a little bit more training partners and stuff, and just like training partners I've worked with before. But obviously once the quarantine happened, everybody was kind of stuck, in their own area. So, but now I think my training's gotten even better. So for the Sean Woodson fight, I was in great shape. But again, I was really working with like one or two people. Now, now I've got more training partners. I've just continued. I was in great shape then, just kept it going. I'm in even better shape now, and now I've got, more training partners and stuff, so I'm only getting better.
Who else do you get to work with besides Anthony? Who are some of the other bodies you've been working with?
Like since this quarantine or since everything started loosening up, I'm able to go and train with, some other guys like Siri Sidney, Josh Hill, Adam Asenza, a lot of those guys. And like that's, kind of my main group of sparring partners when I go for pro sparring. And then here at House of Champions, I've got Mustafa, I've got Benny, I've got all the regular guys, Deanna, obviously. So, I think we've got a pretty good team here. And then, with coaches like Adrian Woolley for my wrestling and Claude Patrick for my jiu-jitsu, and then, my head coach, Alain Helmagine, covering my striking and everything else, I feel great.
Yeah, Siri's a guy, if you guys are watching prospects in Canada, he's a guy to keep an eye on. I got to see him fight for BTC a while back. And Josh Hill, at the time of recording this, he's got a huge fight tomorrow against Eric Perez, the UFC vet. So really excited for that. So that's cool. You got, obviously your fight's a little bit later, but still cool. You got to be a part of Josh's camp as well, leading into his fight. The cut, I imagine, is going well, in terms of getting down to 45, because you've had lots of notice. And, like you said, you're in great shape. So I imagine everything's A-okay there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big 145er, so the cuts. I wouldn't say it's challenging, but it's a process. But obviously, working with my sponsor, the Sport Lab, they put together great plans for me with nutrition and what type of cardio and stuff we need to add in and where. And then my sponsor, Cooler Meal Management Bag, they've been helping out with preparing my food for me. So. This training camp has gone, way better than any training camp I've ever had before. Usually I've got to look after my own food and I'm not big on cooking or anything. So it gets pretty tricky, but now having, kind of my meals there and ready for me, it's made everything a lot easier. So this cut's going to be super easy and I'll be able to get down to 145 again. And then, I'll be nice and big and strong to throw Billy around.
And I know with COVID, a lot of us have been staying home a little bit more. Has that kind of been a positive? Because I know you have two kids, so I see all the photos on Instagram and stuff. It seems like you've been getting to spend a lot of time with them, which is great.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little tricky at first because I trained down in Stony Creek, and my family's back up in Huntsville. So when the quarantine first kind of hit, I stayed down here. I was down here when everything kind of started going. And, I need to be able to train. Even though we're in quarantine, I could still use the gym and do my own thing down here, which isn't really an option back home. So for the first bit, I spent a lot of time away from them. Then when everything kind of loosened up, I started going back up on weekends and stuff, seeing them. But then, I went to Fight Island to help quarantine Deanna, and then I had a quarantine after that. So again, I was away from them for a month or so. So it's been pretty hit or miss, but just before we got this fight, I was able to go up and spend a week with them, and now I'm back down to spending weekends or every Sunday with them, just to keep the training camp going and stuff, but still spend some time with them.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I know it must be difficult, and they're getting pretty big now. I remember, especially your oldest. How old is he now?
So he's going to be turning 6 on the 24th.
Wow.
Of September. Okay.
Because I remember when we first started doing interviews, I think he was just born. So it's interesting to see how many years it's been since you and I have been doing interviews. How's the fight playing out on the 12th? You said knockout. When's that happening? How do you envision that fight, the fight playing out?
It's hard to say. I'm pretty sure it'll be in the first round. I think Billy's going to come out. I think he's going to want to strike and play the game a little bit. But I think as soon as I touch him and he kind of feels that power, he's going to be looking for a way to take it to the ground or to try and slow me down and kind of grind it out. But with my skill and my power, he's not going to be able to take me down or hold me down or hold me against the fence. And so I think I'm going to be able to keep him standing, and then it's just going to be a matter of time. I'm going to be putting combinations together. I'm going to take my time a little bit. I don't want to rush it too much this time. I've kind of made that mistake before. So, I'll take my time and that big shot will land and he'll go to sleep.
I was referencing it there. You and I have done interviews for a while. I see you doing a lot of media lately, which is cool. I know City TV did that feature with you and Diana. And then also Bloody Elbow. I know you've been doing some reaction type videos with them. How's that been for you? Because I know that's not something, you're a fighter first, so the media sort of comes second. How's that been for you?
It's been awesome. I'm a pretty shy, laid back guy, so I don't really go out and seek out anything like that. But a lot of people have been messaging me, and I try to try to be like a yes man, I guess. If I get an opportunity to do something like reaction videos, I mean, in my own mind, I'm like, I don't know, I'm not very exciting or eccentric or anything, but I'll give it a shot and try and get out there. And who knows, maybe the more I do it, the better I'll get at this type of stuff. And who knows, maybe one day I might even be like a popular fighter. Kind of
cool. I was going to ask you, who is the other fighter with you in those videos? Because I wanted to give him some shine. I'm sure he's a training partner of yours.
Yes, that's Benabi. His name is Benabi Oturo. He's had a couple pro kickboxing and pro MMA fights. Yeah, he's he's been training with me for like 7 years here at House of Champions, and he comes every morning. He's with me on the 10K run. He's at every wrestling class, every jiu-jitsu class. So he's going to be big real soon. As soon as I think everything opens up and we're able to get him some fights, I think he's going to take off.
Good to hear. Love it. Kyle, always appreciate the time, man. It's been great catching up with you. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And more importantly, I know you got to get a plug in there, and this is something we always joke about. Moose Delaney's, we got to give them a shout out in this interview as well. How are they doing with the pandemic? Are they still kicking?
Yeah. So it sounds like they're doing good. Where I'm from, Huntsville's a little smaller town, so they were able to start opening up a bit sooner. So they started opening up with the patios and stuff. And so that was a little while ago. So he was kind of able to keep things running, and then now they're able to do some sort of limited dining inside and stuff. So we're hoping he's able to figure something out so that we can do a viewing party in Huntsville, so everybody can come and watch my fight. But everybody can check me out on Facebook at Kyle the Monster Nelson, Instagram the Monster _ 705 _ UFC. Twitter is the _ Monster. And then obviously my sponsors, Moose Delaney's, The Sport Lab, Sheath Underwear, Muskoka Renos, Cooler Meal Management Bags, Urban Beard, Highlander Brew Co., and the Thirsty Fox Pub. Thanks a lot to those guys, and obviously everybody that's been training with me and all the fans that have stuck by my side, over this last year where I wasn't able to, didn't have a chance to compete for everyone. So I'm going to make it up for everyone on September 12th and remind everyone, what the Monster can do.